earlier Nawab Malik, Anil Deshmukh, Hassan Mushrif, Prajat Tanpure, these are the leaders, and even Ajit Pawar, they have been investigated or their companies have been investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. On 12th of May, Jayant Patil was earlier summoned on the 12th of May, but he had got 10 days time to appear before the Enforcement Directorate. And that is why the time was given to him, and today, the 22nd of May, he has to appear before the Enforcement Directorate by 11 a.m. Sneha.
You know, also, Devesh, take us through the details, in fact, of this case. We'll come back to you for more on that. Meanwhile, they have some news just coming in. Let's go straight to that first. Congress's assembly purification is on. Congress workers to pour cow urine at the Vidhan Sabha. Congress ritual to cleanse corrupt BJP rule. Alright, so that's also something that's playing out in Karnataka. As far as the Vidhan Sabha is concerned, this is a purification ritual that is happening. And the Congress, in fact, the workers of the Congress party are pouring cow urine at the Vidhan Sabha in an attempt to cleanse the corrupt BJP rule. Take a look at this pictures coming in from Bangalore city right now, right outside the Vidhan Sabha, where a cleansing ritual is getting carried out to cleanse the Vidhan Sabha of the corrupt rule of the BJP. This is the assembly purification ritual being carried out by the Congress party. Anaga is getting us more details. Anaga, this is bizarre. What's really going on there? Who are these Congress workers? And is the leadership of the party in approval of what's going on?
Sneha, we're standing right outside the front gate of Vidhan Sabha, and here we have some Congress workers who just sprinkled cow urine on the premise of Vidhan Sabha. And as we can see, they even broke few coconuts, because today we have the first assembly session for 3 days that is going to begin, and on all the 3 days the Congress's 5 guarantees will be discussed. And as we speak, we can see Ganga Jal being sprinkled on on this compound of Vidhan Sabha. The main reason saying that the corrupt BJP government has now ended, so we will now begin our first assembly session on an auspicious note, was the reason given by the Congress party workers. As far as if the other leaders are aware, well, we don't really have the information if DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah are aware of what's been happening, but this interesting visuals that we are seeing is cow urine that is being sprinkled on the parapet of Vidhan Sabha, trying to, as a symbol of cleaning away the corrupt BJP government, as they call it, marking the beginning of Congress's rule starting from today, because today is going to be the first assembly session and it will go on until Wednesday.
What is the BJP in fact saying, Anaga, to this ritual that is being carried out? Anaga.
Sneha, can you repeat your question?
Is there a reaction from the BJP just yet, Anaga?
Yes, Sneha, can you repeat your question?
Okay, Anaga was asking you, is there a reaction from the Bharatiya Janata Party just yet? Because they sure are going to be upset about this.
Well, this symbolic protest that is happening here was pretty dynamic. So we don't have any reaction from BJP for us now. It will be really interesting to see what the BJP will have to say about this, because this is more like a sarcasm jibe towards BJP, sprinkling cow urine across the premise of Vidhan Sabha, saying that we are going to clean away the BJP government. They have ruled us for these many years. They have given us nothing but corruption, was the kind of statement that we heard from the Congress workers over here. They said that us cleaning the cow urine here is a symbol of us washing away the corrupt BJP rule, and we will do this and to mark the beginning of a good governance, and that is why we want to start our first assembly session on an auspicious note by starting with a puja and sprinkling cow urine on the premise of Vidhan Sabha. Sneha, this would have just been like an auspicious goodwill puja, but since this matter is getting more political dust, because of cow urine that is being sprinkled across the premise of Vidhan Sabha. It is just this element why this issue has now, is now gaining a lot of political traction. It's that cow urine part. We will get in a reaction from BJP, of course. We would really want to know what they've got to say about this, because this is a deliberate action. It is not out of sheer goodwill, or in a sense, if it was just puja, then it would have been out of goodwill. But since there is the cow urine element here, it has always been political, cow urine, and that is why we will be getting more reactions from the BJP as well. But for now, what we have is that Congress workers have started, and even now, as you can see, they are now distributing sweets to mark the first day of the assembly session.
Clearly the elections are over, but the drama around it clearly isn't. With the Congress now once again taking a jab there at the BJP by saying that we have to cleanse the Vidhan Sabha, the assembly house, of BJP's misdeeds, its corrupt activities. Anaga is there on the ground trying to get a word from some of the Congress workers there who've in fact initiated this protest. Let's take a listen. Yes, Anaga.
ಇವತ್ತ ಏನು ಭ್ರಷ್ಟ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸುಮಾರು 4 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ನಡೆಸಿತು. 40% ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಡ್ ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ತೊಲಗಬೇಕನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂತ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಜನತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಮತವನ್ನ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನೀಡಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾದಂತಹ ಬಹುಮತವನ್ನ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಮಾಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಿಂದ ತೊಲಗಬೇಕನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂತ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಗೋಮೂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿಂಪಡಿಸುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಇವತ್ತು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತಹ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಲಗಬೇಕನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂತ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತಹ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Well, he's just saying that this puja has been carried out to wash away the 40% tag that, the 40% sarkara that we had for all these years, and that is why even the double engine government promised by the Modi government has been a big failure, and our puja right now with the cow urine is a symbolic representation of us washing away the corrupt BJP government from the Vidhan Sabha, is exactly what he said. Over to you, Sneha.
All right, today is the first day of the assembly session in Karnataka, and look at these pictures that have come in from right outside the assembly building, where Congress workers are in fact carrying out a purification ritual of sorts. No reaction just yet from the BJP. We understand that this has been fairly dynamic, and these Congress workers have just come in and carried out this ritual. Anaga continues to be with us, getting us those very pictures. Anaga, also give us a sense of what time the assembly session essentially starts and the mood. What is it really like right now?
Sneha, we're being told...
Be with us, Anaga. I'll just come back to you. In fact, S. Prakash, spokesperson of the BJP from Karnataka, is now joining us. Mr. S. Prakash, the Congress is carrying out a purification ritual there by pouring cow urine at the Vidhan Sabha to cleanse the Vidhan Sabha of the corrupt BJP rule. How do you respond to that?
Those Karyakartas indulging in these cheap antics, the head is filled with cow dung, and they are trying to clean the Vidhan Sabha with cow urine. If there is any corruption indulged in the previous BJP regime, let them announce the inquiry commission, let it go to and inquire about it. If there is anything, let them produce it. Congress ruled the state and India for 55 years, and they have plundered our taxes amount. What should we do to cleanse their sins for the past 55 years? This is very cheap antics. The Congress party should focus on giving good governance. The people have trusted them, given them majority. Instead of giving good governance, if they indulge in such kind of cheap acts, people of the Karnataka will not tolerate it, or they will excuse them.
Okay. Mr. Prakash, we'll also try to get a word from the Congress on this, because we're not very sure if the leadership is approving of this. There are Congress workers who are carrying out this purification ritual. All right, S. Prakash of the BJP, I'm going to thank you for the moment. But these are details that we have of the purification ritual that is being carried out right outside the Vidhan Sabha, as you can see in these pictures. Expected reaction from the BJP, angry about this, saying that their head is in fact full of cow dung to do something of this nature. If there has been corruption, ask them to launch an inquiry, and we're ready for any inquiry. Anaga, is what the BJP says, that we've not done anything wrong. If we have, then launch an inquiry, prove it.
Well, that has been the stance of BJP since day one, Sneha. Even where we had the election campaigns going on and when the Congress was alleging the BJP of the 40% Sarkar, there was only one reply from BJP. If you have proof, why are you not going to the Lokayukta? Why are you not going to the institutionalized bodies with all your documents and proof? Instead of coming to the media and just alleging these corruption allegations on us, why not go to the tall bodies, the institutionalized bodies with your documents and evidence is the kind of reply that we have been getting from BJP. But if you look at the election mandate, clearly the people of Karnataka have been influenced by the 40% Sarkar attack, which was started by the Congress Sarkar. And maintaining the same stance, the Congress workers over here have assembled, saying that they are carrying out this exercise, this purification exercise, to wipe off the 40% Sarkara that BJP gave us through all these years. From today onwards, today is an auspicious day. We are going to implement all 5 Congress guarantees. That is our big guarantee. Even if it is a big burden on our government, we will carry out and fulfill all these promises made during our elections. And that is why we are starting this purification exercise through Gomutra. Is the kind of word that we are hearing from the Congress workers over here. But clearly, this has gained a lot more political traction because, as I said, because of the cow urine factor over here. If there was no cow urine, this would have certainly been an innocent puja. But since there is the Gomutra factor involved here, that is where we have all the political parties now coming ahead, sticking their head out and now saying that if you have documents of proof, why not go to Lokayukta? Why not go to the institutionalized bodies with all your evidences and prove us guilty?
Anaga is getting us all of those details to tell our viewers once again that the Congress workers right outside the Vidhan Saudha are carrying out a purification ritual of sorts all through the course of the campaign. Anaga, corruption has been one plank that the Congress has gone with, saying that this is a 40% commission Sarkar and that it is completely corrupt. That is something that the Congress has gone to the people of Karnataka and told them, isn't it?
That's right, Sneha. In fact, I have this Congress worker over here. He's called Mr. Anil. He was the one who kind of also spearheaded this whole puja along with Mr. Manohar. I'm just going to go to Mr. Anil. Sir, please tell us, आप हिंदी में बात करेंगे या इंग्लिश में?
ये हिंदी में भी हो सकता है.
अच्छा, सर, आप बोलिए why exactly are you carrying out this? आप बोल रहे हैं कि you're doing this to wipe out the 40% Sarkar, but the BJP is now saying if you have proofs, why not go to the Lokayukta and prove us guilty?
Already people of Karnataka, they have refused by giving us 135 seats.
Okay.
By वो इसलिए इसमें भी जान सकते हैं क्या बीजेपी को मालूम सकते हैं क्यों उसको 65 सीट दिया है. इसीलिए सभी कर्नाटक को मालूम है. सभी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर एसोसिएशन भी एलिगेशन किया था 40% ले रहे हैं. See today Bangalore how it is. How it has been drowned yesterday also. From 4 years, if they have not done the work, right, why it should happen like that? See, nothing. From BBMP also, they have not done anything to Bangalore. All over Karnataka, potholes, how it was problem. Right. Only when Modi came, the potholes has been managed by the BBMP and BBMP. Very
important issue over here. Yesterday, we saw the kind of civic apathy that we saw. A 22-year-old girl, Banu Rekha, she lost her life because the KR Circle underpass was submerged in water. So as Mr. Anil rightly pointed out, in the last 4 years, nothing has been done. They were in power for 4 years. Nothing has been done. The BBMP has shown nothing but apathy towards its people and the infrastructure. Isn't that enough proof that that there has been corruption? Is the question that is raised by Congress over here. So, but then to all your allegations, the BJP is saying, if you have proof, why are you not going to Lokayukta with all the documents? Is what they're asking. How would you respond to that?
See, several complaints already we are given in the Lokayukta from past 4 years. Even on the CM also we are given, ex-CM also we are given. Already we are given. We have that all acknowledgement. Let's see. See, 5 years time is there for us. Today we have performed the Vidhana Saudha Shuddhikarana Puja through Gomutra sprinkling. For the positive energy only, for us, we have done today. let's see. Let's hope for
Sir,
next
but
5
then
years.
why is it that you chose Gomutra? A Ganga Jal would have equally been like a purification factor.
No, see the thing is.
We'll keep
whenever
coming back
in
to you
Hindu
for more
culture,
developments
whenever
on
you
that
go
story from Bangalore City. Cow urine being poured right outside the Vidhan Sauda. Well, the Congress is in fact continues to take a dig at the BJP and says that they are corrupt, and that's why we're going to cleanse the Assembly House. Staying with more developments from Karnataka this morning, a government school teacher in the state was suspended after criticizing the new Siddaramaiah government on social media. Shantamurthy MG was critical about the new Congress government's freebies on social media, hitting out at Siddaramaiah for taking big loans during his last tenure as the Chief Minister, has now been suspended. Field Education Officer L. Jayappa issued the suspension order to the teacher who was working at a government school in Hosadurga on Saturday. The order said Shantamurthy had violated the government service rules by mentioning the debts incurred during the previous government periods when Siddaramaiah was taking oath as the new Chief Minister on Saturday. In his post, he had mentioned the debt during Siddaramaiah's tenure was over 2 lakh crores, which he claimed was more than the combined debt of past 5 chief ministers of the state.
I expect the Chief Minister to direct the education officials to withdraw the suspension. I know it was not done on the instruction of the Chief Minister, but his intervention is now required. Let him exhibit it. Seizing of the government and the powers that be in Vidhan Sauda is responsible for this. He could have been warned or admonished by the senior officials. Instead of that, they have outrightly suspended. That is only to send 2 messages, one for the teachers and other for the government, how loyal they are.
हुई है उन 9 मंत्रियों का जब आकलन किया गया एक एजेंसी के द्वारा, तो पता चला कि 9 के 9 मंत्री पर आपराधिक मुकदमे और मामले हैं। मतलब 100% स्ट्राइक रेट। 9 के 9 मंत्री करोड़पति है। क्या ये आम आदमी की बात समझ पाएंगे? उनकी औसतम जो उनकी वेल्थ है वो 200 करोड़ से ऊपर है। एक भी महिला मंत्री नहीं है, और ये पार्टी है लड़की हूं लड़ सकती हूं कहने वाली। खोखले नारे। पहले इन्होंने जनता को पीपल सर्विंग फॉर्मूला नहीं दिया, पावर शेयरिंग फॉर्मूला दे दिया, जिससे कि कर्नाटका में वही अस्थिरता आए जो राजस्थान में आए, और अब ऐसे मंत्रियों का चयन करके।
All right, with that, it's time for a quick break. Here on the other side, the Prime Minister has received Fiji's highest honor. We're getting you that complete report in just a bit.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 45 and minimum 33 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 31 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 38 and minimum 25 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 34 and minimum 22 degrees. Chennai, maximum 33 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 38 and minimum 21 degrees.
Kashmir and Himachal are where you see apple orchards in India. This orchard is in Uttar Pradesh's Ghazipur. Sunil Kushwaha is growing Himachali apples in his farm during off-season at a time when temperatures rise up to 48 degrees Celsius.
ये जो सेब की वैरायटी है ये 48 डिग्री के टेम्परेचर में भी सर्वाइव कर लेता है और इसमें अहम योगदान एक हिमाचल प्रदेश के बहुत ही बहुचर्चित साइंटिस्ट हैं, वैज्ञानिक हैं, हरमन शर्मा जी का। हरमन शर्मा जी ने इजाद किया और एक वैरायटी निकाली अपने नाम से ही, हरमन 99, हरमन 99 के नाम से।
Kushwaha says he was inspired to grow apples when he heard the fruit was being cultivated in a village adopted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
इसके प्रेरणा स्रोत हमारे एक पीडीआई के प्रयागराज के अथॉरिटी डेवलपमेंट के एक जेई हैं, शशि प्रकाश सिंह। बनारस में एक गांव है जिसे मोदी जी ने गोद ले रखा है। तो जब गोद लिया था उन्होंने, जब यहाँ से सांसद चुन के गए थे, तो उन्होंने हरमन 99 हरमन शर्मा के पौधे अपने किसानों को वितरित किया था।
Watching India Today.
Hello, very good morning. You're watching India Today TV. I'm Sneha Mordani. Let's get started with the top stories this Monday morning first. Modi leads India's mega Pacific outreach. Co-chairs the third Indo-Pacific Cooperation Summit in Papua New Guinea. Receives the highest honor of Fiji by the Prime Minister of Fiji.
डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी हो या स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी हो या फूड सिक्योरिटी, हम हर तरह आपके साथ हैं।
Once a terror hotbed, now diplomacy hub. Srinagar spruced up for the G20 summit. Jammu and Kashmir to host its first global event after abrogation of Article 370. Wrestlers versus Brij Bhushan escalates after Brij Bhushan sought narco of the wrestlers. Bajrang Punia has agreed to the demand. Karnataka teacher has been axed for the Facebook post on freebies. Slammed ballooning loan burden suspended. Teacher accused of breaching service rule. Election watchdog ADR analyzes the Karnataka cabinet taint. Reveals all Karnataka cabinet ministers declared criminal cases. 4 declared serious criminal cases. It's a big honor for India. The Prime Minister has been conferred the highest honor of Fiji by the Prime Minister of Fiji, which is the companion of the Order of Fiji, is what we've been given to understand. Palmi Saha has more details in that story. Palmi, only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor till date, in fact.
It's an honor for India, Sneha. The Prime Minister has been conferred the highest honor of Fiji by the Prime Minister of Fiji, which is the companion of the Order of Fiji, in recognition of the Prime Minister's global leadership. Now, as you pointed out, only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor till date. And news, in fact, just coming in, we can also update our viewers that after Fiji conferred their highest award to Prime Minister Modi, an unprecedented honor for India from Papua New Guinea, which has now conferred their highest order to Prime Minister Modi. Papua New Guinea, Sneha, has conferred the Companion of the Order of Logohu to Prime Minister Modi for championing the cause of the unity of Pacific Island countries and spearheading the cause of the global South. Again, very few non-residents of Papua New Guinea have received this order, which includes former U.S. President Bill Clinton. So again, a very, very rare honor for a non-Papua New Guinea resident that Prime Minister Modi has been conferred the Companion of the Order of Lugohu, in fact, from Papua New Guinea. This after Fiji confirmed Companion of the Order of Fiji in recognition for Prime Minister's global leadership. So big honors coming India's way as Prime Minister Modi visits Papua New Guinea.
Okay, so Paulmi is in fact talking to us about two sets of honors that has been bestowed on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The first one is from Fiji, in fact, and the second one is from Papua New Guinea, conferring their highest award to the Prime Minister that Paulmi Saha was also referring to a few moments ago. The Companion of the Order of Logohu to Prime Minister Modi for championing the cause of unity of the Pacific Island countries and spearheading the cause of global South. Like Paulmi is telling us, I'm going to go back to her, Paulmi, that very few, again, non-residents of Papua New Guinea have received this award as well. For example, one was former U.S. President Bill Clinton.
That's right. Again, it is a very rare honor and a historic moment, unprecedented honor for India, that the Prime Minister has been conferred Papua New Guinea's highest award, which of course is the Companion of the Order of Logohu that has been conferred upon Prime Minister Modi. This, as Papua New Guinea says, for championing the cause of the unity of Pacific Island countries and spearheading the cause of the global South. Again, very few non-residents of Papua New Guinea have in fact been conferred upon with this award. Remember that the Prime Minister in fact is co-chairing the third Indo-Pacific Islands Cooperation Summit in Papua New Guinea. He in fact announced a 12-step program to propel India's partnership with Pacific Island countries while he was co-chairing this event for which he is in Papua New Guinea. He in fact said that it will fulfill the development aspirations of the people of the region and consolidate shared vision of a free, open and prosperous Indo-Pacific, which in fact is going to be the focus, is what the Prime Minister said. This was, of course, confirmed by the External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bakshi, who is, of course, part of the Prime Minister's entourage, which is traveling the three nations of Japan, Papua New Guinea, and next up will be, of course, Australia. This also comes right after the very, break of protocol scene that you witnessed, Sneha, yesterday at the airport, where first of all, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, James Marape, was in fact receiving the Prime Minister Modi post-sunset. It is very rare, in fact, that, the full ceremonial welcome is accorded to someone, as they come in, post-sunset. So that was a breakaway from protocol. The Prime Minister himself, James Marape, was at the airport to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he touched down at Port Moresby. That again was a huge honor that was especially made for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and for India. And then, of course, we saw the very rare and an exceptional moment where James Marape bent down to touch Prime Minister Modi's feet as well, which was again a breakaway from tradition, breakaway from protocol at that point of time, but obviously touched Prime Minister Modi and touched the hearts of Indians across.
And this also comes at a time when repeatedly global assessments and ratings show that Prime Minister Narendra Modi continues to in fact top the list of the most popular global leaders, with approval ratings in the month of January as high as 78%. Paulmi.
Absolutely right. And Sneha, it's absolutely clear that, countries like Papua New Guinea are looking towards India to take a step towards global leadership. This is something that Prime Minister James Murphy has also told Prime Minister Modi at the Pacific Islands nations, at the conference that is happening. He said that the Pacific Islands nations consider him as the leader of the global South and will rally behind India's leadership at international forums. In fact, when he was highlighting the problems that Pacific nations, island nations face from bigger powers, he in fact said, and these are the words of Prime Minister James Murphy, that we're victims of global power play. You, he said, of Prime Minister Modi, are the leader of the global South. We will rally behind India's leadership at global forums. In fact, that is what he said.
Right.
The issue of the Ukraine war, he said, with Russia is also where we, they said that we import inflation to our own small economy, and since these nations sitting before you have high cost of fuel, which he was referring to the Pacific Island nations, and power tariffs in their own countries, and we suffer as a result of these big nations that play in terms of geopolitics. So he's looking at Prime Minister Modi in India to, of course, lead from the front.
All right, 2 honors for the Prime Minister. There's what Paulimi is reporting on. Paulimi, I'm going to thank you for the moment. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Papua New Guinea for talks with Pacific leaders. He attended the 3rd summit of the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation along with his Papua New Guinea counterpart James Marape. The Prime Minister had been conferred with the highest honor of Fiji, the companion of the Order of Fiji for his global leadership. Only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor till this date. Well, even when he landed in Papua, as a gesture of respect, the Prime Minister there touched the Prime Minister's feet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's feet, while welcoming him. The island nation generally doesn't give a ceremonial welcome to any leader after sunset, but an exception was made for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was welcomed by the Indian diaspora with loud cheers. Hundreds of people waved tricolour and raised Jai Modi chants. This is the first visit ever by an Indian Prime Minister to Papua New Guinea. More news, in fact, coming in. Jayant Patil has reached the Mumbai Enforcement Directorate office, and NCP workers are sitting on a protest dharna outside the office. Heavy police deployment outside the ED office, from where we're getting in these pictures of commotion, as is evident on your screens. With Jayant Patil, the NCP MLA, being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate today. Second set of summons to Jayant Patil, even as NCP workers protest. Jayant Patil is going to be questioned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the ILNFS case. In fact, this is the money laundering probe into alleged financial irregularities of ILNFS. NCP workers are protesting right outside the Enforcement Directorate's office. Divyesh, in fact, is getting us more details on that story. Divyesh, NCP workers continue to sit on a protest and dharna. Give us a sense of what exactly is being said by the NCP, even as the investigations continue. Divyesh, in fact, I was asking you about the fact that NCP workers are crying foul even as the investigations in this case continue.
Well, Sneha, the protests continue. A large number of NCP supporters have gathered near the NCP office, which is just behind the Enforcement Directorate office. Remember, the NCP Mumbai office is located in a building, in a lane just behind the ED office, and that is why a large number of supporters have gathered here. You can see there is heavy police deployment. Police deployment has been done, barricading has been done so that the protesters are kept in the area near the NCP office. They do not barge inside the ED office. They do not barge inside the area near the ED office. Large number of police officials have been deployed. 2 deputy commissioner of police level officers, several inspectors, sub-inspectors and constabulary force has been deployed at the place. Also, SRPF, State Reserve Police Force, has been called in, and a large number of police officers have been deployed to maintain law and order at this place. Jayant Patil, remember, is a tall leader, is a senior leader of the Nationalist Congress Party, and he is the state president for Maharashtra. He was minister in the MVA government, and before that as well, since 2008 to 2014, he had remained minister in the Congress NCP government earlier. He is being probed in the ILNFS money laundering case. ILNFS, remember, had gotten a contract for constructing a road which ILNFS gave to a subcontractor, and through this subcontractor, allegedly Jayant Patil received some funds, some money, and this was received by close aides of Jayant Patil, and through them directly Jayant Patil has received that money. And according to sources, ED has found these transactions, and based on these transactions, summons have been issued to Jayant Patil. Earlier he was summoned on 12th of May, but he sought 10 days time to appear before the ED, which was granted, and today, that is 22nd of May, he will appear at the Enforcement Directorate, will be questioned by the ED officials probing the ILNFS case. Jayant Patil has just arrived at the NCP office. You can see behind me over here a large number of NCP supporters who have gathered to receive Jayant Patil. Jayant Patil has just arrived at the Nationalist Congress Party office. He is speaking to supporters. He is asking them to maintain law and order. He is asking them to protest in a peaceful manner so that there are no law and order issues. Police in large numbers have been deployed to maintain law and order at this particular location where Jayant Patil will be appearing at the ED office. Neha.
All right, Jayant Patil is appearing before the ED in connection with the ILNFS case. Wrongdoings there that is being alleged and that is being investigated. Even as we stay with these pictures of commotion from the ED office there in Mumbai, where NCP workers are protesting and Jayant Patil has reached the ED office. Police deployment heavy outside the ED office. Also, Devesh, for our viewers, take us through the details of what exactly this case is. It's a case of money laundering and dates back to, dates back in fact to 2018 when ILNFS filed for bankruptcy.
ILNFS, NBFC, Non-Banking Finance Corporation, was also into infrastructure. They had gotten a contract earlier between 2008 and 2014 for constructing a road that was ILNFS Infrastructure, a subsidiary firm of ILNFS NBFC. This contract was then given to a subcontractor by the ILNFS, and through this subcontractor, Jayant Patil is said to have received funds. Allegedly, he's received funds in the bank accounts of his close associates, close aides, and that is why ED is now investigating. Because why were these funds being transferred? Jayant Patil was a minister in Maharashtra state during that period of time, and he had received funds from a subcontractor. Why were these funds being transferred to Jayant Patil? That is what ED wants to know. Earlier in the same ILNFS case, remember in 2019, Raj Thackeray of the MNS was also questioned. He was questioned regarding ILNFS loans to Kohinoor Constructions, which Matoshri Realtors, which were companies with which Raj Thackeray was associated. He was questioned for several hours in 2019. Now, Jayant Patil's name has come up in this particular case, and Jayant Patil will be today questioned at the ED office. He will appear before ED officials and will have to provide answers to their questions regarding the money received from the subcontractor. This is the case where ED will be investigating this alleged illegal transfer, illegal diversion of funds from a subcontractor to Jayant Patil. Why was Jayant Patil receiving funds? That is the question ED is going to pose to Jayant Patil of NCP. He will have to answer these questions. He will have to justify this diversion of funds, based on which ED will decide the further course of action in this case. Sneha.
the Reserve Bank is required to not issue notes which are excessively soiled, defaced, or damaged. Under that section, for a long time, the Reserve Bank has been following what is called a clean note policy. Therefore, from time to time, Reserve Bank withdraws currency notes of particular series and issues fresh notes. And also, as a part of the normal banking operations also through the banks, as you know that when the notes get soiled, it is returned and fresh notes are issued. A somewhat similar exercise was undertaken in 2013-14, whereby, you know, the notes which were printed prior to 2005, they were withdrawn from public circulation, and the public was advised that you can come and exchange the notes. So this time we are therefore withdrawing it from circulation, these 2000 rupee notes, but they continue as legal tender. We have clearly explained in our press note that these 2000 notes were primarily issued for the purpose of quickly replenishing the value of money which was being taken out from the system when the the then prevailing 1000 rupee notes and 500 rupee notes were what is called when their legal tender status were withdrawn. So that time the 2000 rupee notes were introduced with a specific purpose, with a primary purpose, let me say, with a primary purpose to put back that much value into the system. And a decision was taken to adopt 2000 rupee notes because if you do, currencies of lower denominations, in the same amount of time required for printing with the same paper, with the same capacity of printing, you could have only printed lower value of currency. So 2000 means higher value of currency was printed and supplied. So it was introduced with the primary purpose of replenishing the currency which had been declared, currency in the context of the 2016 November measure which was undertaken by the government at that time. That purpose has been fulfilled. Today there are enough notes in circulation of other denominations. Even the circulation of 2000 rupee notes, as we have explained, has come down from its peak of 6,73,000 crores to about 3,62,000 crores. So it's come down by more than 50%. By about 50%, and the printing also has been stopped, and the notes have also completed their life cycle because all these notes were printed about 5 years ago. So in this background, as a part of our clean note policy, it has been withdrawn. So my advice is to please see it as a part of the currency management operations of the Reserve Bank. Let me put it, clearly, and that is the primary purpose which we have followed. You have also raised questions about why time is given up to 30th September. You see, unless you give a particular time, unless you specify a particular time, the process will not reach a stage of finality. And you have to give a time so that the announcement is taken with the seriousness. It is taken seriously and people come and exchange their notes. The banks have been advised. We have issued further circulars yesterday to the banks to make necessary arrangements, including arrangements to ensure that the people do not stand under the hot sun in this peak summer, to make arrangements for drinking water. But I do not expect kind of a rush in the bank branches. Through you, I would like to appeal to all the viewers. There is no reason to sort of rush to the bank. Take your time. 4 महीने की समय दी गई है. आप आराम से 4 महीने के अंदर जब भी आपको सूटेबल होता है आप नोट एक्सचेंज करिए. ऐसा नहीं कि आप तुरंत आज ही जाए, कल ही जाए. आज कल से शुरू हो रहा है. ये नहीं कि आप तुरंत बैंक में जाके रश करें और इसको करें. आराम से करिए. टेक योर टाइम. 4 महीने है. By September 30th, please exchange it. And time is given up to September 30th so that it is taken seriously. Because otherwise, if you leave it open-ended, then it becomes a kind of a endless process. You have also raised the question after 30th September, yes. What? Now we expect most of the notes to come back. That is our expectation at this stage. We will see how much notes come back, and as we approach 30th, we will decide, at that stage. And the legal tender character, we have said that it continues. We have not said that, this will happen or that will happen. Through you, let me assure all of you, let me assure every viewer, let me assure also the readers of the print media, and also let me assure, so many people, Indians who are living abroad or who have gone on a foreign trip for a, long foreign trip. There are elderly people who visit their children in the United States or other countries for 6 months and all. There are many Indian youngsters with H-1B visa who are working in the US and other places. There are many Indians who live abroad. Through you, let me assure the people who are abroad, the people who are now in the foreign countries, and let me assure people who are within India, कि जो भी कठिनाइयां आप फेस करते हैं, we will be sensitive to that. Whatever difficulties or whatever representations we come across, it will be our endeavor to address the difficulties of the people and to complete the entire process in a smooth manner. So इसीलिए चिंता की कोई कारण नहीं है. आप आराम से एक्सचेंज करिए नोट. आपका जितना कोई भी कंप्लेंट हो, कोई भी डिफिकल्टी कठिनाइयां हो, तो हम बैंकों के थ्रू या डायरेक्टली हम तो उसको मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं. जितना इस टाइप का प्रॉब्लम आएगा उसको हम एड्रेस करेंगे.
इसमें 30 सितंबर के बाद सितंबर वाली बात हिंदी में बता दीजिए सर. 30 सितंबर वाली बात आप हिंदी में बता दीजिए सर.
नहीं, आप सर देखिए, मैं आता हूँ.
और एक तरफ आप करें लीगल टेंडर रहेगा.
सुनिए, आप 1 by 1 करिए ना. मैं
पहले आप एक बार स्टेट दैट इट विल नॉट बी बैंड. सर एक मिनट सर, आप हिंदी में सितंबर 30
की बात कर रहे हैं. एक तरफ लीगल टेंडर रहेगा.
नहीं, मैंने सुन लिया, आपका क्वेश्चन सुन लिया. मैं अभी उत्तर देता हूँ, लेकिन एक एक करके पूछिए ना. अगर 4 लोग पूछेंगे तो मैं
स्टेटमेंट जो आपने सितंबर 30 के बाद क्या होगा लोगों को
सितंबर 30 का एक हमने टाइम इसीलिए स्पेसिफाई किया है ताकि हमने जो ये अनाउंसमेंट किया है उसको सीरियसली लिया जाए. आप किसी भी एक्सरसाइज में, किसी भी प्रोसेस में अगर आप एक डेट नहीं देते हैं तो और उसको ओपन एंडेड ऐसे ही खुला छोड़ देते हैं तो सीरियसली नहीं लिया जाता है. इसीलिए हमने ये डेट दिया है कि 30 सितंबर तक आप रिटर्न करिए. 4 महीने की समय है, कोई जल्दबाजी की जरूरत नहीं है. आराम से आपको जब भी टाइम हो, आप नेक्स्ट 4 सितंबर 30 तक आप आराम से आके उसको एक्सचेंज करिए या अमाउंट अपने अकाउंट में, खाता में डिपॉजिट कर दीजिए. तो इसीलिए चिंता की कोई कारण नहीं है. और जितना डिफिकल्टीज हो या जितना रिप्रेजेंटेशंस हो, मतलब जैसे कि मैंने कहा कुछ लोग फॉरेन कंट्रीज में रहते हैं, कुछ लोग फॉरेन ट्रैवल पे गए हैं, उन सबका जितने कठिनाइयां हैं, जितना डिफिकल्टीज है, वो हम सब स्टडी करके उसके कुछ हल निकालेंगे जरूर. ये मेरा आश्वासन है और मैं सबको अश्योर करना चाहता हूं कि कोई मतलब कंसर्न की बात नहीं है. आरबीआई के जो करेंसी मैनेजमेंट ऑपरेशंस है, ये इसका एक हिस्सा है.
अगर 3,62,000 करोड़ रुपए 30 सितंबर
देखिए, मैं तो देखिए मैंने आप एक रुक रहिए. अब 5 क्वेश्चन का तो एक ही आया. लक्ष्मण प्लीज. Look, I will answer each and every question. Sir, I will start here. I will go round. So therefore, please have patience.
सर, अगर सवाल ये है कि एक तरफ आप कह रहे हैं करेंसी सर्कुलेशन से विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, दूसरी तरफ आप कह रहे हैं कि लीगल टेंडर रहेगा. लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि जब सर्कुलेशन से विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं हम उससे खरीदारी कर नहीं सकते, तो लीगल टेंडर रहने का मतलब क्या होगा?
Can I just add to that, sir?
नहीं, खरीदारी क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं? No, but then others will. Yes, please.
Just adding, so what is happening, sir, is that...
No, I have read the newspapers. हम भी न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, हम भी टेलीविजन देखते हैं. आप ऐसे रुकिए आप. अब दुकानों में अगर कोई एक्सेप्ट, वैसे मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं, पहले से भी कई छोटे छोटे दुकान में 2,000 के रुपए के नोट एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते थे. ये कोई नई बात नहीं. कल से शायद बढ़ गया है कुछ. पहले भी मैंने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया है. मेरे जानकारी के जितने लोग हैं उनका भी यही एक्सपीरियंस है. वो जब 2,000 रुपए की नोट लेके जाते हैं कोई फ्रूट शॉप, कोई ठेले वाले के पास, कोई छोटे दुकान, वो कहता है कि सर मेरे पास चेंज नहीं है, आप ऐसा करिए, आप वो इसमें QR कोड में वो डिजिटली पेमेंट कर दीजिए ना, यहाँ पे लगी हुई है QR कोड, आप मोबाइल निकालिए, पेमेंट कर दीजिए. तो ये जो है एक रिलक्टेंस था 2,000 रुपया नोट को मतलब एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए दुकानों में, ये पहले से था, कोई नई बात नहीं. कल के बाद शायद बढ़ गया है, मैंने पेपर भी देखा कुछ रिपोर्ट्स, लेकिन मैं तो नोटिफिकेशन में हमने कहा है इट कंटिन्यूज एज लीगल टेंडर, हमने तो कहीं पे नहीं कहा, उसके आगे तो और कुछ नहीं कहा। और मैंने ये कहा कि हमारा एक्सपेक्टेशन ये है कि 30 सितंबर के अंदर जो है मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी ऑफ नोट्स वापस आ जाएंगे। हम देखेंगे उस वक्त, वी विल सी एंड वी विल टेक इट, we will decide. We'll decide. No, one question per person.
Sir, my question is that post 30th September, will this continue to be a legal tender? If yes, then till when?
वही क्वेश्चन आप पूछ रहे हैं. It's the same question. We have said that it continues as legal tender. We will wait. We will wait. How much notes are coming? I cannot make a give a speculative answer कि 30th सितंबर के बाद क्या होगा। हमने तो ऐसा नहीं कहा कि भाई लीगल टेंडर जो है वो सिर्फ 30th सितंबर तक है, ऐसा तो नहीं कहा है। Yes, one question.
One criticism that is coming is, sir, that if you return the notes and if there is no identification attached to it, the whole purpose of knowing how much of it was black money, from where it is coming, that won't be.
नहीं, देखिए हमने ये कहा है बैंकों में करेंसी नोट्स एक्सचेंज करना हो या अकाउंट में डिपॉजिट करना हो कैश में, कैश टू कैश आप एक्सचेंज कर रहे हैं या कोई भी कैश ट्रांजैक्शन अगर बैंक में करेंगे, उसका एक सेट प्रोसीजर है, एक सेट रिक्वायरमेंट्स, सेट गाइडलाइंस है। हमने ये कहा है जो एग्जिस्टिंग मैकेनिज्म है आपका, जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसीजर है, आप उसको फॉलो करिए। हमने कोई एडिशनल प्रोसीजर नहीं लगाया है। जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसीजर है, जो यूजुअल प्रोसीजर है बैंक में कैश डिपॉजिट का या कोई अदर कैश ट्रांजैक्शन, आप मान लीजिए आप जा रहे हैं एक कैश पेमेंट करके एक डीडी खरीद रहे हैं या कैश डिपॉजिट एक्सेसिवली आप कर रहे हैं, मतलब जैसे कि 50,000 इनकम टैक्स रूल एक है, आपको पता होगा 50,000 के ऊपर अगर आप कोई कैश ट्रांजैक्शन करेंगे तो आपको पैन कार्ड डिटेल्स प्रोड्यूस करना पड़ेगा। तो जो एग्जिस्टिंग रूल है वो तो अप्लाई करेंगे। या देयर वाज वन क्वेश्चन हियर
सर। So Mr. Arun Jaitley at the time of demonetization, when 2000 was coming in, had said that this is a stopgap arrangement because a high denomination like rupees 2000, there always will be problems of integrity of a currency of that because of that currency. Is it still a belief in the RBI and the government that high denominations should technically be avoided?
You see, man, just as I explained, these notes were primarily issued to replenish the currency, what you call remonetization. That purpose has been fulfilled. Now, what you say, what you have just pointed out is right. I mean, when you have our high value notes, these 2,000 rupee notes or even 500 rupee notes, so far, their security features have not been breached, not been compromised. Market में the so-called fake currency which you are seeing, there most of it is actually sophisticated photocopying. Security features of these high-value currency notes have not been breached. But I mean, in any system there are always efforts. Most of the efforts, it was seen earlier, they take place outside the country to breach the security features and to sort of inject fake currency into the system. So a high-value note is always prone to, it always is susceptible or vulnerable to efforts on the part of fraudsters to try and clone. So that is a fact, I mean. But this time around, our decision is mainly driven by a need to ensure clean note policy. Please.
Is it close to the 2014 exercise in which the old notes of 2005 were withdrawn? Is it a similar exercise?
It's a similar exercise. We have said that.
So will the large cash deposits be the part of the scrutiny of the RBI as well, or will there be any cash limit to that when people will go and...
देखिए, RBI तो कोई स्क्रूटिनाइज नहीं करता है। बाकी जो एजेंसीज है, इनकम टैक्स वगैरह हो, वो तो अपना नॉर्मल प्रोसीजर फॉलो करेंगे। जैसे मैंने कहा कि वो 50,000 के ऊपर कोई अगर टैक्स होता है तो वो तो अदर एजेंसीज के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है वो क्या करते हैं। लेकिन आरबीआई के तरफ से हम ऐसे, मतलब किसने कैश ये किया, हम आरबीआई के तरफ से नहीं उसको नहीं करते हैं। जैसे आपको पता होगा, बैंकों का एक रिपोर्टिंग सिस्टम है जिसको CTR, STR वगैरह कहते हैं, आपको सबको पता है, वो तो मॉनिटर करते हैं।
Sir, there are reports that some bank ATMs still have 2,000 rupee note. So are banks being asked to withdraw those?
देखिए, बैंकों में most of the banks because the demand was not in the market, the demand was not for 2000 rupee notes. So taking into account the demand in the market, demand from customers, most of the banks have modified most of their ATMs. Some places here and there, they may be having 2000 rupee notes still being given in the, in the ATMs. The banks will have to modify that. Yeah.
So, last time when the demonetization had happened, the proposal was moved by the government. So this time, and like we've discussed that earlier as well, this whole denomination was introduced to replenish the system. So was this also proposed by the government, or this was RBI's?
No. Yes, some internal processes, so these are not valid questions in which the public is interested. These are procedural. Yeah, Sapna.
Sir, two questions. So you have explained in detail in your press release as well as in your quotes today that what's the intention behind the phasing out. But still some people, still this question arises in our minds, sir, that was this really required? Let me ask my question so that you can answer. Like, was this really required in the sense that when the circulation has already fallen from its peak of 37% to under 11%, people are not using it?
No, that's a view. I mean, I understand what you are saying. That's a viewpoint. No, that's a viewpoint. The question of timing can be raised at any point of time. Why did you do now? Why not later? If you do later, why are you doing now? Why not earlier? So timing is a matter of, I think it's not it's not really relevant. And with regard to the other part you said...
and secondly, sir, also, this question arises that with these kind of moves, maybe a kind of a question arises in people's minds that is our currency management system absolutely credible?
Indian currency management system is very robust. Our exchange rate is among the least volatile among our peer countries. vis-a-vis the dollar, normally we see the exchange rate against the dollar. अब डॉलर के हिसाब से देखेंगे तो रुपये का जो exchange rate है, it has remained stable despite the crisis of, crisis in the international financial markets created due to the war in Ukraine, the failure of certain banks in advanced economies. Indian currency system, Indian exchange system, that is exchange of our currency, the exchange rate, market exchange rate of our currency is very stable. Indian currency management is very robust, and I just pointed out that the security features of this new Mahatma Gandhi series notes have not been breached. So the integrity of our currencies continue. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. You will be sucking out large number of 2,000 rupee notes. So are you also injecting new 500 and other denomination notes in the system so that,
to make up for the
10%?
No, it will depend on the demand of the people. That is, some of it will get deposited into bank accounts. Some of it will be exchanged. So what is exchanged across the counter, it goes back immediately. What is deposited in the bank accounts depends on the account holders and the customers. If they want to withdraw, they will withdraw. So, just a sec. So if they want to withdraw, they will withdraw. And so far as liquidity in the system is concerned, the RBI monitors the liquidity in the system, whether it is tight or it is loose. Last week we undertook, not for this purpose, but last week you would have seen, we have undertaken a variable rate repo auction of rupees 50,000 crores. It was a variable rate repo auction. We got bids for 46,400 crores, and that was given to the banking system. The RBI on a day-to-day basis monitors the liquidity in the system, and we respond to it. एक मिनट या
सर जैसे कि आपने बोला है कि
रिपीट मत करिए
कोई रिपीटेशन नहीं सर 3,62,000 करोड़ रुपए जो 2000 के नोट के फॉर्म में है सर्कुलेशन में है क्या आपको लगता है कि 30 सितंबर तक ये सारा पैसा सिस्टम में वापस आ जाएगा सर और
मैंने तो कहा कि हमारा एक्सपेक्टेशन ये है कि most of these notes will come back. Yes,
sir. अगर ये नहीं आया सितंबर तक तो क्या ये दिसंबर
इसका भी मैंने जवाब दे चुका हूं कि देखिए अभी तो शुरू नहीं हुआ एक्सचेंज, कल से शुरू होगा. हमारा एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि वापस आ जाएंगे, तो उस वक्त देखेंगे ना. Sorry,
Yes, so on the liquidity, so
let me listen to the question. Yeah, I'll listen. Yeah, tell me please.
Yeah, so of this on the liquidity issue,
even if it is 10-11% of the total cash. So in your estimates, sir, how much would you need to print of additional 500 or 100 notes? You know, because even if it's 10%, it's not a small amount.
Let me assure you, we have more than adequate quantity of notes available, already printed. We have more than adequate quantity of printed notes already available in the system, not just with the RBI, but also at the currency chests which are operated by the banks. So there is adequate stocks available and there is no reason to worry whatsoever.
Sir,
we have sufficient stocks, more than sufficient stocks.
सर
I'll just come. Yeah.
सर 20,000 की आपने लिमिट रखी है सर, ये लिमिट तो 50,000 भी हो सकती थी क्योंकि पैन कार्ड की जरूरत आपको 50,000 से ऊपर रहती है. सेकेंडली सर जो आपने
इसे 20,000 आप देखिए 2014 में, मतलब उदाहरण के तौर पर मैं बताऊंगा कि 2014 में जनवरी में जो 13-14 में 2013-14 जो कि जनवरी 2014 में जो 5 पुराने नोट्स को एक्सचेंज करने था, उस टाइम भी था कि आप 10 पीसेस एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं, 10 पीसेस. अभी भी 10 पीसेस किया है, 2000 इंटू 10 पीसेस 20,000 बनता है. तो एंड फॉर ईज ऑफ कन्वीनियंस ऑल्सो, मान लीजिए कोई बैंक में सडनली 4-5 लोग आ जाते हैं बहुत बिग कैश लेके, फिर वो बैंक का भी नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है, other customers are there, लेकिन currency notes are available in adequate quantity, चिंता ही कोई कारण नहीं.
So do you expect any sort of impact on banking system liquidity, like let's say less than demonetization, because like you said, you've been adding liquidity, but
no, we added liquidity only last week because the liquidity appeared to be
But the RBI has been in withdrawal of accommodation mode. So do you expect any sort of temporary?
No. The liquidity system will be managed. Last week we undertook variable rate repo auction of 50,000 crores because at the system level there was still about 1 lakh crore liquidity available at the system level. But certain entities, certain banks had more liquidity, certain banks were running short of liquidity. So our operation of repo operation last week was only to address the problems of such banks which did not have liquidity. I think 2 more questions, I will stop. No, please.
My question is there possibility to reintroduce rupees 1,000 notes?
देखिए वो स्पेकुलेटिव है अभी, प्लीज वो स्पेकुलेटिव क्वेश्चन है, अभी फिलहाल ऐसा कोई प्रपोजल नहीं है. या देखिए परचेजेस ऑफ गोल्ड रियल एस्टेट के बारे में मैं कह नहीं सकता, वो पब्लिक के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, बट ये इकोनॉमी के ऊपर इसका इम्पैक्ट विल बी वेरी वेरी मार्जिनल. आई एम सेइंग वेरी मार्जिनल because it's only 10.8% of the currency in circulation, and as you know 2,000 rupee notes were not commonly used in any transactions. I have not seen, or in fact anecdotally, and we have done also some informal survey in various locations in India, we have found that hardly it is used for carrying out, hardly 2,000 rupee notes are used for carrying out transactions. So therefore economic activity will not be impacted. Thank you.
सामान खरीद सकते हैं, सिर्फ इतना बोल दिए कि इस फैसले के बावजूद अब 2,000 के नोट से सामान खरीद सकते हैं, दुकानदार को एक्सेप्ट करना होगा अगर ऐसा होता तो लीगल टेंडर है, इतना बोल दीजिए.
देखिए 2,000 का नोट तो लीगल टेंडर है ही, हमने नोटिफिकेशन ने कहा है, बिल्कुल साफ कहा है कि 2,000 का नोट लीगल टेंडर है. बाकी जो खरीदता है, जो बेचता है, उनके बीच में कई समय ऐसा होता है कि कोई दुकानदार के पास मान लीजिए चेंज नहीं है, तो हम कैसे, इसी आपका प्रैक्टिकल भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा. लेकिन 2,000 का नोट लीगल टेंडर है. एंड लेट मी वंस अगेन conclude by saying that whatever difficulties and concerns are there which people have, especially including the people who are at the moment living, staying in foreign countries, we will address all those concerns, and it will be our endeavor to ensure that the whole process is smooth and without any difficulty. Banks have been suitably advised to take necessary measures. Thank you very much for
You heard from the RBI governor making several clarifications on the circulation of 2,000 notes. In fact, he's spoken about the fact that there is a deadline. We want people to adhere to it, but a long arm, in fact, a long rope will be given to people who are unable to do so, hinting at a possible shift in dates as well. He's also said that there is no need right now to rush to the banks because there is plenty of time. Some important announcements. He says it continues to be legal tender. That is what the RBI essentially is reiterating. At a time when the 2,000 rupee note was banned, the governor clearly said that this was on the basis of RBI's clean note policy, because of which RBI was in fact had to rather retire the 2,000 notes. Also that they are aware of the fact that it is being not accepted right now. He says that really should not be the case. Shops should not and must not decline these notes, is what is being said. This in the context of the big announcement from the Reserve Bank of India on withdrawing 2,000 denomination banknotes. The governor says this is in perfect alignment with the clean note policy. It's been done in the past as well. This is with the purpose of ensuring quality and security of banknote circulation in India. Remember, under the policy that the governor elaborated on, banks and financial institutions are required to withdraw unfit or damaged notes from circulation and replace them with new ones. The governor there says it's been done in the past as well. This, of course, is to maintain the integrity of India's currency by providing the public with clean, secure and durable banknotes. Agencies are keeping an eye on those who have been hoarding this money and who have been evading taxes, is what the governor said. In fact, our National Affairs Editor Rahul Srivastav is also now joining us with the very latest on that. The big takeaway is this message from the governor that we have a deadline, but we are willing to be flexible. Rahul.
Sneha, the RBI has been already extremely flexible compared to the note ban of 2016. Primarily because if you see, it has been very clearly emphasized by first the RBI on last Friday, then the government on Saturday, and now the RBI governor coming out again, very clearly underlining that the legal tender status of rupees 2,000 will not get over by September 30th, which is a deadline for exchange only. So that means if legal tender status continues, there is no need for panic for people. Even after September 30th, beyond the banking system at the RBI centers, notes can be exchanged or deposited. The second very important element is the RBI governor said that there should be no sense of panic. People can at any time go in, deposit their money. The restrictions aren't too many. The deposits can be made. And one important point he said that the RBI expects that a lot of this currency will come back. So instead of putting pressure on the banking system, it can be done over a period of 4 months. But importantly, at the end of the 4 months, the RBI will analyze how much of the currency has come back, and then a proper stand will be taken. Largely what one can say is that the RBI governor, who is in Delhi for a meeting today, speaking to the media, largely tried to calm the nerves that this is not note ban 2.0. It is more similar. In fact, in replying to a question of mine, he said similar to the January 22nd, 2014 exercise in which old notes of printed in 2005 were withdrawn over a period of time, and old currency notes need to be absorbed back so that there can be clean notes in the market. Eventually, what one can say is that the RBI is also saying, very clear reply to my question in which I asked that the presence of high denominations like 2,000, does it compromise or hurt the integrity of the economy because they are more prone to misuse? The RBI governor said yes, there is always, the 2,000 rupee note was a temporary arrangement. It was brought in largely to remonetize the cash-strapped economy, and now at any time it has been realized that high denominations are misused and are always susceptible to misuse. Also, he said that these are the currencies till now where the security elements of the notes have not been breached, but they are always susceptible to people who try to do that.
Absolutely. Rahul, I'm going to come back to you because we have, in fact, a series of questions on what next. For example, for people who are living outside of India or for a brief period are outside. First, let's, for our viewers, put out that soundbite of the RBI governor once again.
It's a part of the currency management operations of the Reserve Bank. According to Section 27 of the RBI Act, the Reserve Bank is required to not issue notes which are excessively soiled, defaced or damaged. Under that section, for a long time, the Reserve Bank has been following what is called a clean note policy. Therefore, from time to time, Reserve Bank withdraws currency notes of particular series and issues fresh notes. We are therefore withdrawing it from circulation, these 2000 rupee notes, but they continue as legal tender. So that time the 2000 rupee notes were introduced with a specific purpose, with a primary purpose, let me say, with a primary purpose to put back that much value into the system. I do not expect kind of a rush in the bank branches. Through you, I would like to appeal to all the viewers. There is no reason to sort of rush to the bank. Take your time. 4 महीने की समय दी गई है. आप आराम से 4 महीने के अंदर जब भी आपको सुटेबल होता है आप नोट एक्सचेंज करिए.
India today conducted a multi-city reality check after the Reserve Bank of India announced the withdrawal of 2000 rupee notes from circulation and also compared the situation with 2016's demonetization. Here's what we found.
The government pulling the plug on rupees 2000 notes with the end September deadline. Amid the rush to get rid of the soon-to-be outdated currencies, those with piles of rupees 2000 notes are on a quandary. Still torn the way to get rid of the pink notes, India Today did a multi-city reality check on how people compare it with 2016 demonetization. In Surat, people are not buying gold jewellery like they did in 2016 after demonetization. Since there is no rise in demand for gold, the price of ornaments are not rising yet.
ये टाइम पे जो नोटबंदी के हिसाब से लोग वेट एंड वॉच का हिसाब से देख रहे हैं. लोगों के पास काफ़ी ऑप्शंस है. गोल्ड में इन्वेस्टमेंट अभी तो नहीं हो रहा है.
The Jewellers Association points to no rise in demand for jewellery despite the rupees 2000 note purge.
कोई पैनिक होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. 2000 रुपये की नोट बैंक में आप आराम से जमा करा सकते हो या तो अपने रूटीन व्यवहार में यूज़ कर सकते हो. और ज्वेलरी खरीदनी है तो अहमदाबाद और गुजरात के सारे ज्वेलर्स एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए रेडी है. कोई भी प्रीमियम लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है.
In Kolkata, most of the shopkeepers said they have stopped accepting 2000 currency notes from customers, so have the money lenders.
कस्टमर लोग हम लोग को तो 2000 रुपये का नोट डेली एक आध निकलता है, बढ़ता है नोट कैश में. तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, अभी नहीं ले रहा है. क्यों? हम लोग को जो मौजूद लोग है वो बोल रहे हैं जी हम लोग अभी 2000 का नोट और नहीं लेगा.
There is no panic among the buyers who came for shopping.
I don't have any 2000 notes now. Okay. So what I had, I deposited it in the bank, and now I am not going to take from any customer, as I know from this. दुकानदारों से हम नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि हमको पता है कि this has to be dissolved now, na?
Things are different when it comes to capital Delhi. After the news of discontinuation of rupees 2000 note, there is a boom in the gold and silver market of Delhi. To avoid depositing 2000 notes in banks, people are in a rush to buy gold. Gold and silver traders have been forced to put a cap on the number of rupees 2000 notes that they can accept. Mumbai, the commercial capital, is witnessing no hurry and much less panic to dispose of rupees 2000 notes.
गवर्नमेंट ने 30 सितंबर तक का एक मौका दिया है और यही कह रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट की इसको हम विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, इसका चलन बंद नहीं कर रहे हैं, इसको विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं. जितनी हो सके उतनी 2000 की नोट आप बैंक में जमा कर दो और इसमें कोई भी कस्टमर को पैनिक होने की ज़रा भी ज़रूरत नहीं है.
Overall, the rush to discard the soon-to-be defunct notes is nowhere close to the 2016 demonetization level. With Sushant Mehra, Sanjay Singh and Dev Kotak, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's a developing story, an important one. We're tracking very closely. Details of the same also up on our website. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the India Today app. News continues with me on the other side. Do stay on with us.
You are watching India Today.
The heart of India's tech industry hosts a tectonic event. The latest updates in technology and innovation. The biggest names in Indian tech under one roof. From AI to 5G. From EVs to data security. Discover how technology is transforming our lives. Catch all the action at the BT Tech Today Congress in Bengaluru on June 2nd. Live across the Business Today multiverse.